Hi folks, how you doing? I figured it was about time to get out one of my toys again. I kind of got challenged to a match earlier, so here's Wrestling Babe. No, I guess maybe it's boxing. Whatever it is, it's competitive. So I had a big surprise when I commented on someone's video. That person really took offense. And I was really hopeful for a nice interchange back and forth and some sharing of ideas. But as it turns out, I didn't challenge him at all. But what I did was I challenged one of the premises, the underlying assumptions in one of his videos. And oh my goodness, it was amazing. And I mean, it wasn't ugly energy or anything. It wasn't nasty, but it was surely self-righteous and rejecting. Now, who am I to say that? I don't know. You know, I could be wrong. I could always be wrong. But here's the thing. Anyone can be. And at least in my life, I found we're in a dangerous state when we're thinking that we have to be right. When we're so convinced that the particular way we're looking at something is the right way, that we're solidly not open to anything else. I don't know. I've just chosen in my particular walk to take that as a real danger point, kind of a flashpoint for not being in a good situation. Now, here's the thing that concerns me. Everyone's walk is their own. And I'm really happy with that. I mean, you can so totally disagree with me, and I'll go to the mat for you to have your right to do that. I've got no problems with it. I think it's wonderful. I'm convinced that, if anything, we're all like pieces of a puzzle. And no two puzzle pieces are going to be the same. If they did, well, that would just mess the puzzle up. It wouldn't be worth looking at. And so I'm content to support everybody being different. That's fine. And I love different ideas, different perspectives. And that's kind of my world. But, it's not so good for me to make the assumption that that's anyone else's world as well. People do tend to get attached to their perspectives and their ideas and beliefs. I know. I'm sure I've got plenty of them needing to be excavated right out of my own mind and being. So I'm no better than anyone else. And I wouldn't have come to the journal with this, except for this part. This person is a contactee. Now, I respect that. I think that's great. I mean, fine. I have no problems with it. None at all. But here's the thing. There's beings and then there's beings, right? And not all beings are what they appear to be. And sometimes you won't know that unless you cross them or get them upset and then see how they respond. And then it might be revealed to you that that being isn't quite as pure as he or she is coming off to be. And so that could be a real awakening. That's one of the reasons I suggest, if something is appearing before you in full body or even in an image like a light being or something, I suggest challenging it. I don't suggest taking it at face value any more than I take that tree out there at face value. Just like all the solid substance in my physical body can fit in a thimble, it's the same with the tree and the planet and everything else. It's just not what it appears to be. And so when we base anything at all on appearances, and I'm not liking this little video icon too much. She's not very responsive. Anyway, when we base any kind of assumption on appearances, we have a potential problem there, because we know from the get-go that appearances lie. Atoms are empty space, 99.99999% not there, you know? So it's 0.00001% solid. Now that's kind of ridiculous. And yet everything seems really solid. Well, the way I've chosen to make friends with this is that we live in a dream world. A lot about it isn't what it appears to be. Now, even a dream world can have its own rules, regulations, and reality, you know. And so most people can't walk through walls, but, you know, some people can. All right, maybe you've never seen it done. I have passed my body through another person's body. I was wide awake. I wasn't on any kind of a substance. We were both physical beings. And so, you know, two solid objects can't occupy the same space at the same time. Well, that sounds really good until you realize what solid is. You know, it's the underlying assumptions that get us. And so I've got a kind of sadness about this interchange. First of all, I wish I would have tippy-toed a little better, because I didn't mean to get someone's defenses up. But what I'm really sad about is that we have a bunch of beings from, whether they're other dimensions, other planets, it doesn't matter, other universes, it doesn't matter, you know, other forms of life we have around here. And some of them are very deceptive. And they play to people's ego. And that's not such a wonderful thing. It's just not so good that there's no room for open-mindedness or even discussion. And it makes me kind of sad, because then these people are so convinced that they're right because they're being visited by these beings. And of course, you know, even angelic beings was a word that was used. And it just sets someone up to believe in something outside of themselves and to be manipulated. I'm not saying this person is or was being manipulated. I'm saying that's a setup for it. And that it's possible there, because faith has been placed in something outside of the self, these other beings. You know, I wish I could fix it. There's nothing I can do except love and let go. Oh well. Have a blessed day, everyone. Bye-bye.